Hi everyone, welcome back to Hills and Hollers Homesteading and Prepping. It's Mike again, and quick update. I got nothing done on the hoop coop today because I spent the morning working on a tractor. We did figure out what was wrong with it, and it is what I thought it was, but yeah, this is not my forte. So I just had to go get a new wire, and I got it, and the whole ground wire for the battery, where it grounds from the battery to the frame of the tractor and everything, down where it grounds to the frame, was just completely it started sparking and everything like that. So it was completely broken, ate up down there. So I got a new one. Just got to go put it on, and everything should be good with it. That aside, we've been on a waiting list for a couple months, actually a few months now, for a farm here about 40 miles from us that has raw milk. And we got, finally he called us and said, hey, so we went down today and filled out our paperwork, a little contract agreement with them, and we come home with 3 gallons of fresh raw milk. And they have yogurt there. They make blueberry yogurt. It's phenomenal. I can't tell you how good it is. And they have partnerships with other Amish Mennonite farms and stuff. And they have smoked raw full fat cheese there that they make. I can't tell you how good that is either. This is a video where I'm sitting there going, if you could taste what I've just recently tasted, it's fantastic. But we're looking to be able to make our own cheese and butter and sour cream and cream cheese and even cottage cheese and stuff like that. And having access to that kind of product is just something that we've been waiting a long time for. And like I said, we've been on the waiting list for a little over 3 months now until we finally was able to get a spot. So that's the big excitement for today. I got figured out the problem with the tractor, and we're getting raw milk and stuff now. But it's the little things in life. It doesn't make us more self-sufficient, and it doesn't make us more self-reliant, because we are depending on others to provide that product for us. But with that product, we're able to make more of our own stuff at home that we don't have to worry about, that's been completely stripped down to nothing and then turned around and re-injected with everything that they just took out of it, through homogenation and pasteurization. So we're looking to make cream cheese and sour cream and butter and whatever we can make from dairy products. We now have that ability to do that, and that's just another sense of food security and stuff, because it's stuff that we can make at home. That aside, I'm going to kind of get away from the homestead type stuff here, as we've been doing with the hoop coop and stuff. I did order the chickens today. I ordered 90 meat chickens. The hatch date's like May 2nd. So they should be coming. We'll probably get those on the 3rd or 4th, depending on how that falls. The hatch date's an estimated date, but usually if it says May 2nd, we'll probably get them, within the 1st, 2nd, or 3rd, depending on what day they truly hatch. So we got 90 meat chickens coming, and I have to plan a trip, go ahead and order ahead. About a week or two ahead for the feed and stuff to go pick it up and everything. So I have to kind of rearrange all that and everything. So just things going on, kind of catching up on stuff today, and just looking at kind of what's going on in the world with the big V. And seems like there's big lockdowns in China now. It seems to be a huge issue in Hong Kong, and I wonder a lot of the truth behind that, because they've been trying to regain control of Hong Kong for a long time. And I think this may be something that they're using as a tactic to impose more control on that area over there. And that kind of worries me, because now they've been silent about it here for since Ukraine was invaded. But now they're starting to put a little whisper in the air about, this could happen. This variant can come back up, and it can cause a lot of problems, and we could go back to this, and we could go back to that, and everything can go back to tyranny and oppression, and so I'm not falling for it this time, folks. I'm not doing it. I'm not saying it wasn't real. I know it was real. I had it. I knew people who died from it. I knew people who were sick from it. But it's very windy here today. So, by the way, if the wind does interfere with the voice of this, I do apologize. But I have no control of that. But I'm just looking and thinking, I don't think Americans are going to tolerate this again. I truly and honestly don't think people are just going to comply, and that's a glorious day for us, because we have to live our lives. Some people say you only live once, and I say, no, you live every day, you die once. So we have to live our lives. We have to accept what is. We have to move forward. It doesn't mean we don't love people. It doesn't mean we don't care for people. It just means we have to accept what is and live our lives like, we're intended to live our lives. Um, the the impact of reinstituting that kind of stuff, with the coverings and the restrictions and all this other stuff, the impact a second time around, a third time around, a fourth time around, um, economically, financially, what it'll do to people and businesses and stuff like that is just, it's beyond comprehension at this point. So, again, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to tell you, no more excuses, no more excuses. If you've thought about, if you want to, if you would like to dabble in, get your butts out there and start growing some of your own food. Start becoming some self-sufficient, self-reliant. Grow some food. Get some 5-gallon buckets. Grow container gardens. You grow potatoes in a 5-gallon bucket. I mean, you have to start doing something. We're living in a time now where I truly and honestly believe, and there's no tinfoil on my head, that shine is skin. There is no tinfoil hat here. I believe we are truly in a time where we are being manipulated beyond anything imaginable. Big tech, corporations, even healthcare, and the people who regulate that industry and stuff. I think we are being manipulated beyond measure, and I think it's being used as a tool and an opportunity to control the population and fulfill agendas that are completely against our Constitution and our freedoms. And again, I'm not standing here being somebody who's a conspiracy theorist or anything like that, because truth is stranger than fiction. And it's just to the point now where it's like, I'm done. My family, we're completely done with this. It's not going to happen again. We are not going to comply. We're not going to be imposed upon like that. If we need to pull our children out and start homeschooling our children, we will do that. This no more. When the people have had enough, they'll say no, and it'll end. And that's what needs to happen. We need to stop listening to people who we elect and put into office, that go there and sit on a throne and throw a crown on their head and demand and order us to do what they would never do. So, we're looking at representation versus imposition, and we need to stop it. We need to put an end to it. We need to be able to live our lives. We are taxed beyond belief. Our roads are horrible. We're forced to pay taxes on things multiple times over. We're forced to pay taxes on our wages. We're forced to pay taxes on our vehicles every year. We're forced to pay taxes on our personal property. We're forced to pay taxes on fuel. We're forced to have our vehicles inspected every year, and the roads aren't fit for our vehicles to run on. And yet all of these taxes that we pay, some of the highest state taxes on fuel that we pay in this state, all we hear every quarter, all we hear and all we have heard is surplus, surplus, surplus. Billions of dollars in surplus, and I can't go 2 miles without knocking the freaking tires off of my vehicles because of the potholes. And yes, I understand weather patterns. I understand winter. I understand when, you should be doing, patching and blacktop work and stuff like that. But the problem is it's perpetual. They do it all the time. It's not done correctly. It's done as a half-assed effort to appease people and get them to shut up and quit calling and complaining. Meanwhile, all that money sitting around not being used for what it needs to be used for. And not only just our roads, but for our people. And to bring better industry and better business here. Every time you turn around, there's a development. We get a chain store and a bunch of chain freaking fast food restaurants. Or we get gambling establishments, where we get this and we get that, where it's nothing more than minimum wage. It does nothing positive for the community. And look what we done. We brought industry to you. You didn't bring nothing to us. There's nothing to us here. You should be encouraging and bringing out programs for, better agriculture. You need to do more things for green energy. I'm a big proponent of, solar and wind and even hydro energy. I'm a big proponent of it. I love it. I think it's great. But they're not going to do it because there's corporations and big money tied to it. So we're going to give you some tax incentives. You're going to do that, yeah. We're going to give you tax incentives if you go solar. Yeah, tax incentives. Meanwhile, they're approving and approving rate increase after rate increase after rate increase for water, gas, electric, all of the public utilities that we have and that we need. They just continuously, it's like a revolving door of approving rate increases. And the service doesn't improve, the quality doesn't improve, but our rates sure do. So today's a day that we need to, as people, say, that's it, no more. We're done. These people who we put in office, need to understand that their time is done. And we need to collectively, as Americans, as people, do this. We need to stop with the black, the white, the yellow, the red, the whatever. Stop identifying yourself based on a skin color and start identifying yourself as an American and start identifying yourself as a human, and stop this identity politics BS and stop this freaking separation and division that they are promoting and encouraging in this country. I'm stepping out the wind here a little bit. And we fall right into it. Social media is one of the biggest influencers of it. Everybody's getting their butt hurt. Everybody's feelings are hurt. Everybody's reporting everybody. If I get on social media and I say something to the contrary of what is supposedly woke and norm and acceptable now, I'm blocked. I get blocked. I get restricted. I get this. I get that. That's imposition on free speech. You know, these social media platforms, they're not publishers. They can't do that stuff, but yet they're doing it, getting away with it. And big tech and big money corporations are controlling the elected people who we put into office. So you're not going to hear me too often talk about this kind of stuff, but today's a day that it needs to be said. We need to stop being influenced. Turn the damn news off. Don't listen to that crap. Just don't get into arguments and disagreements on social media. Get away from this stuff. Live your life for you and for your family. Do what you can, and we're going to starve the system. That's what we need to do. We need to starve the system. The more that we can do for ourselves, the more that we can produce here. They cannot tax me on my garden. They're not going to tax me on my garden. They're sure as hell not going to tax me on any food that I grow and I eat on this property. They're just not going to do it. It's not going to happen anymore. And we need to make sure that that doesn't happen anymore. So I'm going to get off my high horse here, and I'm going to leave this video as it is, and I'm just going to tell you where it stands right now. And where it is me and mine, we are done. We will comply no longer. We will not be forced. We will not be coerced. And we will not be falsely represented by people who do not possess nor honor the same values, morals, and expectations that we have as Americans and as a free people. So I've said my piece. That's where it is. All I can tell you is the more you can do for yourself, the less dependent on you are on the system, the more we can starve that system and end this crap for once and for all. That's it. If you don't agree, give me a thumbs down, tell me you don't agree. If you agree, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, tell me you agree. I'm not going to get into this. This is not going to be the type of channel that we have. It's not the kind of channel that I want to promote, but there comes a time when people need to step together, stand up together, and take a step forward and say, you're done. We are taking away what power that we have given you, and we're going to live our lives how we feel and see fit. Take care, folks. Keep prepping. God bless.